Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special episode of Hi Mom, the podcast, a friendship simulation podcast with your friend Kevin, and just me. It's just me, Kevin. Hello, everybody, and hi, Mom. If you're watching this, Mom, or if you're listening, Mom, hello. And to all the mothers out there, hi, mothers, hi, moms. You're the reason that we're all here. Thank you for your sacrifices. Anyways, no Jonathan today. But it's kind of the reason why I'm here making the video and making this special bonus episode, because it's gonna go up on the Hi Mom podcast areas, I guess, and I'm gonna also include the video version for YouTube since it's just me, and it'll be easy that way. But But anyways, I'm just here to let you guys all know that Jonathan is not here, and he won't be here for a good little while, for whatever reasons that are his to tell. And if you were to want to ask him, feel free to ask him. I don't know if he's open to that, but I don't think a lot of you will bother him too much about it. But anyways, it's just gonna be me, and I am gonna be reworking Hi Mom going into season 2. This, I think, is just gonna be like a little bonus type of episode for the end of season 1 until we do come back for season 2. But I've been missing the show. I've been missing creating podcast content, and I think that just doing it by myself is a little bit too close to just doing my regular YouTube content. So that's why I'm also gonna make a video version if you're watching this on YouTube. That I can just kind of be like, here, everybody, have at it. Listen to me talk for a good little while. But anyways, I don't know when exactly we will be coming back, or I will be coming back, but I'm in the process of talking to some people and trying to get them to come on as guests. It seems that at least for a good little while, until maybe I find somebody with enough connection to that I can and with enough availability to do a show long term, I'm maybe crossing my fingers for that, we can find the next iteration of Hi Mom. The first iteration of Hi Mom was just me and Jonathan, and now it seems that for the next phase it's going to be just me and maybe with guests, and then maybe from there we'll find a third iteration of Hi Mom with a new co-host. I don't know, like the future is bright. Who knows where things are going to go from here. But yeah, so that's basically what's going on. Just kind of stay tuned. I'm kind of working on some things as far as the show is concerned itself. But as soon as I have a release date, as soon as I have some type of like lineup in mind or whatever, we will start turning the wheels for Hi Mom season 2, and I'm really excited about it. I really, really am. I wish that we were already there, but all things do take their time. All good things come with patience, I guess is the saying, or something like that. But anyways, in true Hi Mom fashion, I guess I'd like to kind of just talk about what's been going on with me apart from the podcast. But I went on a boat. That was something that oh no, I already talked about that. That was something from season 1. I went to Idaho. I took my first trip, like, in an airplane, since I was maybe 13. But yeah, I haven't been on an airplane since I was like 13 years old. And that was in an airplane in Mexico when I was with my parents, and we went to go see my family out there. And that was really cool. But that was like years ago. I'm like 27 now. So it's been a long time since 13. But yeah, I planned out my first little trip. I went to go see my uncle out in Idaho, who moved out over there a little whiles back, and it was my first time, I guess, really leaving California. I went to Vegas once in 2015, I believe, but we were only there for like a couple days, and I didn't really care for the experience. But no. This is me like actually going to an airplane and going through TSA, which was an experience in itself. And then getting on an airplane, doing a connecting flight. I was technically in San Jose for a good little minute, and then arriving in Boise in Idaho, and there my uncle was there, and I got to kind of see a little bit of Boise, a little bit of Meridian, where he's from and stuff, and we were there for his birthday and for his son's birthday. Um, he got us out there. He invited us out there to spend time for his son's birthday, but I really like to think of it like it was spending time with him on his birthday also, because his birthday was probably just a week before we actually flew out there, and like the focus was entirely on his son, and I get that, like, it's his boy's birthday. uh, but I don't know. It's just like so good to see him. So nostalgic. Like I think that of like all of my cousins and stuff, I think we all just look at him like in a very special way, just because he was like the youngest of my mom's siblings, and so he was kind of like the one leading the misfit wolf pack, I guess, that was, the family growing up and stuff, um and I don't know, it's just kind of, it's funny to see him just all grown up now and with his little family and stuff. But we were there for about a week. I went with also my grandparents and stuff. And it was a really good time, really relaxing. Um, and I guess I should share this story, because when I was there, I was kind of looking up things to do in Idaho and stuff, and I've heard from Terry that, if you want to find things to do, like, don't really Google things, like, go on TikTok apparently, and people do like little travel guides, I guess, through TikTok. So I typed in like Idaho, Boise, and stuff, and um and and I came across this one video where this girl was saying that if you want to move to Idaho, that she completely encourages it, telling people, yeah, do it. But if you're from California, which I am, and if you're from California and you're thinking about moving to Idaho, don't tell people that you're from Idaho, because they'll eat you alive, apparently. And then that's how the video ends. I was like, ooh, ominous. And so we did the whole trip, and like, I don't think it didn't really ever come up unless we were with, my cousin. I mean, my cousin. Yeah, I guess my cousins. My cousin's family. My uncle's in-laws. But they know that we're from California. So it wasn't really a big deal with them. But on the very last day that we were there, my cousin, who also came with us, he he and I, we went to go get some breakfast, and there was this guy at this Burger King that we went to. Yeah, Burger King. We went to Burger King. It was nearby, and like, super talkative fella, like obnoxiously talkative. I think we've all kind of come across that guy who's just overly loud, overly just I guess coming across as friendly, but not that friendly, because of it's all leading into this experience that I had, kind of based on that TikTok that I just told you guys about. But man, so he orders his food. He's there waiting for it. We order our food. My cousin, he's wearing a Boise, Idaho hat, or Boise State hat, that he bought at the mall as kind of as a souvenir. And so the guy sees the hat, and he asks him, it's like, oh, Boise State, are you a big fan? And my cousin just tells him, was like, oh, well, no, I just kind of just got it as a souvenir. I'm here on a trip. And he goes, cool, where are you from? And my cousin goes, California. And then the guy just goes, I'm sorry. And I'm like, oh, all right. and then like I kind of try to step in and try to talk to him and stuff, and he kind of, like, cause he immediately starts asking, like, are you gonna move here? Are you thinking about moving here? And like, and so I try, like, that's why I try stepping in and being like, no, we're here on a trip for my cousin, my uncle. And like, I only get to say uncle when he cuts me off, and he and he starts talking to the girl behind the register at Burger King about how Californians are like ruining Idaho because they're all coming this way. And apparently it's been proven by the governor of Idaho that Californians are storming in, and that people from Idahoans, I don't know what you would call them, are fleeing to Ontario, which I don't know. That's just what he said. I don't know what Ontario. I was like, okay, well, whatever. So we kind of just wait for our food. He notices the braid that I have and starts trying to talk to me about Star Wars and stuff. And it was really uncomfortable, but whatever. And so I grabbed my food. My cousin and we get back to the car, and I was like, I think we just learned a lesson here, John. I tell him, because his name's also Jonathan. and just don't tell people we're from California. But yeah, so that was like on the very last day. Like, I think we like nearly just dodged an entire trip, and then just in that last moment we just revealed that where we're from, and got a little bit of got given a little bit of a hard time for where we're from, or go back to where you came from. I don't know, but yeah, so that was kind of like, I guess, really the only negative thing that I experienced when I was out there. But the rest of the trip was fine. It was a really relaxing time. Really, really enjoyed myself. And I came back and I was just like, all right, Terry, where do you want to go? Because I got the itch, the travel bug now. Let's go. And okay, so that's pretty much it. As far as what I'm doing here, It's October, so I picked up Luigi's Mansion 3 on back in April, I want to say, on a sale, one of those rare Nintendo sales, and I played it, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna save this for October. So I've been kind of making my way a little bit through that. Metroid Dread came out, and I said that I was gonna pick it up. I was thinking about holding off on it, but I just couldn't resist. And I'm not a big Metroid guy. I'm like, the release of Metroid Dread is not as big of a deal to me as it is to some people, and rightfully so. Like, they've been waiting a very long time for it. But I'm having a lot of fun with it. Like, it's just like nonstop action, and I've no idea what I'm doing, but I somehow seem to kind of be making my way through it. I don't like the Metroidvanias. How would you call them? I don't know, but they're not a big series that I like to do. But they're not a big genre that I like to play. But I had a lot of fun with Hollow Knight when I was playing that. But I never actually finished Hollow Knight, and I think that's really the only Metroidvania that I like gotten into. And so now I'm doing Metroid. I did a little bit of Super Metroid, and that one was a lot of fun, but then I put it down and kind of forgot where it was at, and then tried to start over, and didn't get very far. And besides, I have so many games in my backlog that I don't know. I only went for Metroid Dread just because I've been seeing people uploading their finish time like around 7 hours or so. I was like, okay, a game that's under 10 hours, I'm with it. I'm down for it. Alrighty, so that's pretty much what I'm going through right now. But my buddy, my good old friend, he's playing Skyward Sword, and he's near the end. And we started the game together, and I got distracted as I usually tend to do when I play games. And I really got to go back and finish up because he's really excited about the ending, and I wanna see it. I want to be able to discuss it with him. But that's where I'm at with games. um, and yeah, so. Uh, I'm I'm gonna talk about Ted Lasso season 1 because Ted Lasso season 1 was utterly fantastic. Oh my god, I had such a great time watching it. I kind of finished it in a day and a half, I want to say. I watched it last Sunday, just kind of threw it on. Didn't think much of it, but then I think by like the third or fourth episode in, I was really sucked in to season 1 or to the show, and I was like, oh, this is something that is worth having an Apple TV Plus subscription for. If you haven't seen Ted Lasso and you're on kind of on the fence about it, because I was like, okay, Jason, is his first name Jason? Is his first name Jason? I gotta find out now. Jason Sudeikis, is that his name? No, is it? Ted Lasso. Yeah. Jason Sudeikis. I don't even know if I'm saying it right, but I loved him in The Last Man on Earth. It was like really emotional character to be added to that show. If you haven't seen that, highly recommend it. But to see him here, and I'm like, oh, okay. I don't really know what the gist is. I really didn't get it. It just seemed like he was around soccer, football. He's a footballer coach. I don't know. I really didn't know anything about it, other than he it just has like the mustache, and it's Jason Sudeikis from SNL and stuff. It's so good. Oh my gosh! Like the easiest way that I can describe it, I think that's what I was gonna say earlier. Is it's like Ned Flanders is a soccer coach, and that's so cool. Okay, so like just from like episode 1 and the way you see the way that he's talked about, um gosh, I had to hit the pause button. But you see the way that he's treated when he first gets into England and stuff, and then by the end of the season that he's kind of like this beloved guy, which was really cool because at the beginning of the season, when Ted Lasso the character is being introduced, we get video footage of like I think it was ESPN. I don't quite remember anymore. Talking about the news that Ted Lasso is going to England to teach or to coach soccer, but him being a football coach over there and stuff, and they show video footage of like from inside the locker room where he's hanging out with his teammates, and he's doing like a little bit of a dance and stuff, and it's kind of like setting the precedent of like what to expect from this character once he's over there, and and it's so funny. It's so funny, just I guess more so maybe from like an American perspective of like how soccer is seen in the States, and how we see American football here and stuff, and how it like contrasts to the way the rest of the world sees soccer as like this like legitimate like super serious sport and stuff. And me personally, I'm not, I don't say it to disparage the sport at all, because I mean, I grew up in a Mexican household and stuff. Like soccer is a big deal in my family and stuff. But anyways, you got, some of the characters like Roy Kent and Jamie Tart, I think that's his name, and stuff. Like they're kind of like the face of the team and stuff, and how their personalities are like really about, kind of the I guess more so jock type mentality of the I don't know. It's I guess what I was like trying to kind of get at is that like that you got these characters, who are going to be part of our cast and stuff, who are, very serious about soccer, and rightfully so. It's their career and stuff, and it is a legitimate sport. But the way that Ted Lasso is just kind of dancing around with his teammates and stuff. It's just kind of funny to see how it differs. How I guess over here Americans just kind of have like this very like tough or very macho display of American football and stuff, and we kind of treat soccer as kind of a joke. And not my views, because I don't really care. I'm not a sportsman. I'm not a footballer. But this show was utterly fantastic. It was super fun to watch. Not a whole lot of soccer actually going on in this show. It's kind of like soccer is the premise, but not actually a whole lot of soccer going on in these episodes. I don't think we actually get to see a game until I think that they do their first win. Or I think until they get their first win, I think maybe like episode 5 or something, and then around the season finale of season 1 is when we actually get to see the actors or the soccer players out on the field. I almost said stage, but yeah, it was such a fun time just because of Ted Lasso, the character. As I already kind of told you guys, that it's kind of like as if Ned Flanders was coaching, because he's such a good guy. He's so well natured. He has his little tricks. Like he goes to England and everybody is just treating him like crap. Everybody is just being outright rude and ridiculously mean to him, and it kind of just like bounces off of his back, and he manages to try and find the good in people. His whole thing is him getting people to come around on him, with just him being himself, just him being a genuinely nice guy. And I really, really relate to Ted Lasso in that way, just because that's something that I kind of want to aspire to be. Like, I know I'm not perfect, and I know that I have, I definitely have my darker side, as most people do, but, I want to be known as the genuinely nice guy, too. And I'm not quite there yet, I don't believe, but I can use Ted Lasso as a inspiration. I'm gonna like have a mural of Ted Lasso, and then like look at him and be like, am I gonna be like you today, Ted Lasso? I hope to be. I don't know. But like okay, so one of the themes of this season, this first season, is about how England really hates Ted, and everybody is kind of, I guess, wishing him the worst. Like he's gonna fail, go back to America. Like he wasted everybody's time coming here, and it's all for naught, and his boss, this lady who goes through her own story arc. By the way, the story arcs in this first season are just really, really good, like really fantastic story arcs, like and they all lead into season 2 as well too, but like we do kind of see a lot of character development, like by the end of season 1, Ted Lasso has the connection with Richmond, the soccer team that he had with his football team before coming over to England. And, he had this mindset of, well, I don't really care if they win or lose. Like, him as a coach, what he's trying to do is just bring out the best in people. That's his goal. That's his model. And you can kind of see that because they don't win at first until his right hand man, his assistant coach, Coach Beard, actually kind of tells him, like kind of gives it to him really good, like okay, what you were coaching back in Nebraska or Kansas, I don't remember where he's from. Those were low stakes. Like these are people's actual careers. You have to take this serious. They need to win. That needs to happen. And apparently there are consequences, as we find out by the end of season 1, to losing so much. And so that's when, like, they finally get their first win and stuff. But it's so good. It's so fun seeing though the all of the roadblocks or all of the things that are thrown at Ted Lasso, especially from his boss, because his boss also brought him here to fail. And that's his own kind of story arc too, and that's worth watching, because Ted also is trying to get this woman, his new boss, to come around on him, and it works. It works. Like by the end of season 1, they're buddies. They're friends. Like I was almost kind of wondering at the end of that first season of like, how are they going to do it in season 2? Because everybody pretty much came around. And then, by the end of like actual season 1, like, yeah, it left enough loose threads that it could go into season 2. And it does. Those loose threads are basically what's being followed in season 2. And I'm still kind of working through that one. I don't really want to talk much about it. I kind of want to just leave it at season 1. I guess I've been talking kind of vaguely enough, because I want to talk about season 1 about to kind of push people to go watch it who may have been on the fence about it. But I'm gonna start spoiling things now, because I got maybe about 10 more minutes or so, and then I'm gonna stop recording this episode. And I really just want to be able to talk about some of the characters and stuff. So if you're interested in Ted Lasso, go watch Ted Lasso. It's utterly fantastic. It's so good. It's a lot of fun. It's pretty funny also. And some of the dramatic moments are like heart touching. You feel for some of these characters and stuff. Like I guess to kind of talk about some of the characters, like, okay, let's start off with Ted Lasso. All right, so he's this Ned Flanders type of character. He's overly nice, and he has like this superpower. He gets people to root for him, but at the same time that he is in England, one of the reasons that he even took the job to go to England in the first place was because he needed to get away from his wife, because his wife and his marriage is on the rocks, and he was hoping that maybe by putting some space between them it would save their marriage. But it just seems that the marriage it's essentially over, and he part of his story arc in season 1 is coming to terms with a failed marriage, and I guess him realizing that it's not the end of the world, and that just because his life with this person that he loves is over, life kind of carries on, and his new life here in England, it's actually pretty worthwhile. It's just not what he was hoping it would be. I mean, I think that at some point he was hoping that his wife and his kid would move out there with him, and that didn't seem to be the case for him, and it's just him kind of coming to terms with that. And then there's characters like Roy Kent, who's the captain of Richmond, the team, and he's a little bit of a washed up player. Him kind of dealing with the fact that he's not as young as he used to be, and his rival in the team is this young, obnoxious, pretty boy jerk type character, who's 23 and who's running laps around him, and he's going through his own story arc too. But it's Roy Kent kind of coming to terms that with him not being young anymore, and by the end of season 1, it's him facing the reality of it, and going into season 2, and what's life after football, once he's no longer a footballer, and that goes into season 2. But and then Jamie Tart, who is downright one of the most annoying characters that I've ever seen on television. He's probably like one of the closer characters to being an antagonist, just because he's on the team, and he's like just legitimately bullying some of his teammates and stuff. He has his little minion type of teammates and stuff who pick on some of the characters in the team, and who work for the team, like Nate, who is a fantastic character too, and how his whole thing was that Ted was trying to get him to not be so self-centered and not to think of himself as the team, but to be a member of the team, that he can pass the ball to other people, and it's not the Jamie show, it's him and 10 other people out on the field, and that it's okay to be a teammate. And just when Ted was making some headway with him, he's traded off into, or not traded off, but he was, I guess, on like a loan type contract with Richmond. And when Ted actually benched him, the team that loaned him off was like, okay, if you're not gonna use him, we're gonna take him back. And it's revealed that he has the reason that he's like that, it's because of his father, the relationship that he has with his father, and that's kind of worth watching as well, because it all kind of leads into the season finale, and then the I want to say the boss lady. Oh my goodness, I'm forgetting her name. Just because I'm just so used to Ted calling her boss. She similarly to Ted is going through a divorce. It's how she got the team. It's how she became the boss of the team. Like her having this very public divorce with her ex-husband, and the media pretty much pointing the finger and using every opportunity to kind of paint her in a negative light, and her trying to, I guess, enact revenge on her ex for all of the bad things that he did to her. And so her story arc is I guess dealing with the divorce, and dealing with the media, and Ted kind of teaching her that it's okay to tear some walls down, that the media isn't everything, and that it's okay to be here. It's okay to enjoy what's around you. It's okay to be friends with the guy who comes and brings you cookies every morning and stuff. And it's okay to be nice to the people around you. That you don't need to be so closed off and so cold to everybody. And she eventually gets there. She's, her whole thing is that she wanted Ted to fail because Richmond was the one thing that her husband loved the most in the entire world, and she wanted Ted Lasso to burn it to the ground. And it's just kind of interesting seeing that go down, how she kind of abandoned that. And when Ted finds out why he was brought to England and stuff, and the way that he treats her, which is a really good moment, I guess, because I think that in typical TV fashion, we would have had kind of the low moment where everybody is just kind of hating each other and stuff. But Ted Lasso, looks at his boss, and says, "I forgive you. I forgive you for everything that you've been doing up until this point. The way that she's been trying to sabotage him every step of the way, and just kind of telling her like, I forgive you because, divorces are hard. Him going through his own divorce, and it causes people to do crazy things, and it's not your fault. You didn't ask to be put in this situation, and it's okay. It's all right." And Ted also kind of expressing some gratitude towards her, expressing gratitude towards her because it's how he got to start this new life here. Like maybe the reasons how he got out there aren't entirely pure, but him being there, it just, he's getting out of it just as much as she could be getting out of it if they just decide to move on and look past it and kind of put it behind them and stuff. And it's such a pure, it's just a pure wholesome show. It doesn't, it has its edgy moments, and it has its dramatic moments, and it has its comedic beats and stuff, and really good stuff there too. But I would say that season 1, it's unapologetically wholesome, and telling people that it's okay to not be so cynical. It's okay to not have your main character have some edge to him. That it's okay to be nice. And for that, I really, really loved season 1. And just how being nice just kind of gets, it's enjoyable to be around nice people. And sometimes we kind of forget about that, and that's okay. That's okay. Just be nice. Be kind. You don't really get anything out of hurting people. Or you don't get anything, there's no negative consequences to being nice to people. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know why I was having such a hard time with that, but it's the truth, Anyways, seriously, if you haven't seen season 1 of Ted Lasso, go watch it. Season 2 is out right now, or it's being aired right now. I don't know if Apple is doing that thing where they're just releasing an episode a week or so, or if they're releasing it all in a batch. I'm kind of taking my time with season 2, just because I wanted to do a Hi Mom type of episode on Ted Lasso. And so here we are at the end. Really go check it out. I really, really recommend it. I really enjoyed it, and it's been a good time. Yeah. It's all right to be nice. It's all right. It's okay. Be kind, everybody. And this has been the end of this little bonus episode of Hi Mom, the podcast. If you want to find me on social media, I'll go ahead and leave links in the show notes and in the description for YouTube. And I don't know, I don't really quite know how to end this, but in typical Hi Mom fashion, I'm just gonna end it by saying, Hi Mom, and bye Mom. Bye everybody.